It ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Welcome in, college football fans. It's another episode of the Fanatic Sports Network Saturday Night Snap Count. That's right, man. Listen, we got a lot of good games going on. Still, right now, we got LSU and Ole Miss. Ole Miss up 20-16 with the ball. Ohio State just lost to Oregon as Will Howard runs the timeout. I don't know what he was thinking. Got a good one in Lexington, Kentucky. Vandy and Kentucky going at it. I think it's 20-13 Vandy. And then also you got Colorado and who was that? K-State. K-State. That's right. Man, let's see. Let's go ahead and get this thing popping, man. Let's get this thing popping. My guy, Odd Future said, please bring Jason on. I think Jason's having a live show of his own tonight. Let's see. Congrats on the big win. Stephen G in the house. What's going on, Stephen G? Stephen G. Hey man, listen. It ain't as bad as it. Hey, listen, this is what coach is saying. This is what I believe. It ain't as bad as it look, and it's never as bad as it look, and it's never as good as it seems. What's going on, Mike Dub? Appreciate you getting in the building, my man. We're gonna talk about a couple of games tonight, man. I guess since y'all here, can NBA and NCAA softball. Listen, man. Listen, we'll start with the game of the day in my eyes, anyway. Even though there's a lot of good games, and we'll keep up with the games that's currently going on. The game of the day was the Red River rivalry. That's right. That's right. Sooner Legends, you got to be horns down regardless, my man. You got to be horns down regardless. Hold on, y'all. Let me change this color, man. I don't know what's going on here. Oh man, here we go. We got to get a different color in this thing. There we go. My guy, horns down. That's right, horns down. Still horns down. All right, what's your thoughts, fellas? What's your thoughts? Give me Stephen G said 2 weeks to not score a TD is bad. What do you think the problem is, Stephen G? You think it's listen, I know you guys got a lot of wide receivers, top 5 wide receivers hurt to be exact. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think that's the issue. I mean, again, they're better than the guys that's playing currently, but those guys are just inexperienced, not without talent. I don't think that's the issue. Let's see. Sooner Legend says, let's see. I'm on the Fire Latrell bandwagon. Right. Look at my guys. Heads up with it. That's right. Listen, man. Seth Latrell, I don't know, what his history is or whatever. I don't know a lot about it, dude, to be honest. So I can tell you this year in 2024, he does not have any imagination with the play calling. He hasn't given OU any identity. I'm watching Michael Hawkins. Michael Hawkins can definitely play. And you got some guys on offense. Welcome in, my guy, Shawty. What's going on, Shawty Parker? Oh, okay, I got you. I'll put you back. I got you. Yeah, so I think you guys, again, I know you're missing some people, but I think you got enough talent to at least move the ball and keep the defense rested. You know what I'm saying? Because the defense is out there giving their all. And the offense is trying, but I honestly, I think the offense is lacking a leader in their play caller. You know what I'm saying? I think that's it. Latrell had 2 weeks to prep for this game, and he throws a clunker. That's right. I'm in total agreement with you, man. I'm in total agreement with you. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where you go because I don't know who else is on the staff. Things of that nature. It says here when you're celebrating getting first downs, that should be the standard. No, it should be not at OU. Not at any program worth their salt. Again, I'm watching like Michael Hawkins. I feel like he got a live arm. He definitely got a strong arm. He got quick twitch. He got a really fast release too. I like that. He can run the ball. So I mean, if nothing, like good OCs know how to change the offense for their personnel. Let's just say that he feels Seth Luttrell feels that I don't know Jackson Arnold and gives him more options to call plays. I don't know what it is. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just trying to come up with some scenarios. But I feel like Michael Hawkins can do it all too. So. Right. Jackson Arnold's looking pretty good right now. I just don't think you can go back to him. I don't think Michael Hawkins is the issue. I really don't. Shawty, you ready? Give me a thumbs up when you're ready, my guy. Okay. What's going on, Shawty?
What's happening, man? What's happening, man?
Hey man, we in here talking about this Red River rivalry. Offense, man, I say they just ain't got no imagination on offense, man. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no identity. I know they top 5 receivers is hurt. That's definitely, an issue. But they got some talent, though. They got some talent. And like I'm watching the game, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what the play caller calling. You know what I'm saying? It's like they ain't got no identity.
It's like this right here, man. It's like, I think I was on Jason's show a little bit earlier in the comments. It's like the chicken before the egg. You know what I'm saying? Which one is it? Because what I'm saying is, I think your quarterback limits what you can do also.
You mean like his experience with the playbook? Because I think physically,
but not necessarily. Well, I think he's talented. He can he can do everything, but that don't mean you ready.
Right.
And what I think is at least JA, he gives them an opportunity to run more of the playbook. Like now, the playbook like it's more even dumbed down more.
Right. And at this point, man, though, after 3 weeks of not really doing that offensively, open up the playbook. I mean, it can't be no worse than what it is, right?
and then what I want to say is, I'm just being honest, just my opinion. I think they were prisoners of the moment. Granted, JA wasn't lighting up the scoreboard, but he was 3-1. He had one bad game.
Right. I mean, I'm with you.
Continue to let this, cause now you don't made a bed now that it's almost you can't go backwards.
Right.
But you really need to. You need to swallow your pride and go backwards, man, and let this kid play, because the young kid, the true freshman, as talented as he is, he's not ready. You can tell.
Right. So Sooner Legend says Graham Harrell is on the market. Oh my goodness. We have Kevin Johns as analyst. He could call plays if they fire. They're not gonna fire Luttrell halfway through the season. I don't think they will anyway.
I mean, what you want to call?
Odd Future says, I'm not going to troll OU fans tonight. At least some of y'all were realistic. Just got smoked for one person. Yeah, I don't think you're going to give it to him tonight, man. Hawkins is better physically, but not mentally. But J.A. is better mentally and not physically with the line. And yeah, but at this point in the season, to Shawty's point, I think you need that mental edge instead of the physical edge, because Hawkins is definitely a better athlete, but J.A. can run the ball. And I'm with you. Like, I think Michael Hawkins is good, but I wouldn't have pulled the trigger on J.A. after, early in the season. Like,
he's your future.
Right.
You wage your whole season on your future. Like, he's your future.
Right.
And you don't give him more than 3, 4. Come on, man. No.
Right. I'm the same way, man. I'm the same way. And I felt like the running backs, I feel like for when they get the ball, they look good. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. I mean,
what
I want to say, and I've been saying this for the last year and a half. I don't care what they say. Why won't they get the ball to Sawchuk? At the end of the day, he the most consistent, improving thing you got. Everything else flashy, but it don't pan out well. Get the ball to Sawchuk, man.
Listen, man, I came away from the end of 2023 like Sawchuk can run. He can tote that Taylor, and this is a thing. And see, that's why I say this is where I go with Latrell, and I know what you're saying, where the quarterback limit your playbook. But okay, we talk about some teams when you got talent all around the quarterback, but the quarterback ain't the guy. Sometimes you might just have to run your way to some victories. You know what I'm saying? If nothing else, you got Sawchuk, you got number 2. I don't know what his last name. You got he actually looked pretty good tonight too. If nothing else, you give your defense time to rest. Listen, last 2 weeks ago, I watched the Mississippi State Texas game. Mississippi State wasn't even scoring, but they held the ball for 42 minutes. They gave, you know what I'm saying, give your team a chance, like shorten the game. That's what I'm saying. He don't even know how to shorten the game. And you got a good defense, you know what I'm saying?
And to your point, Coach, what I would say this is the way that you're playing offense, your quarterback is going to probably end up running the ball 20 times a game anyway. Just do some design runs so he at least have an extra blocker. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just do some design quarterback run. Get them out on the perimeter. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. If I know they had 2 weeks for this. They could have put in a lot of RPO. They could have put in some. They got to put in some more read option. They definitely. I would have ran the ball way more. Like when he was dropping back, all it turned into was a quarterback run. So just call a design quarterback run. You know what I'm saying?
The extra blocker.
Because right, give him the extra blocker. Because if he hit the seam and get an opening, he gone. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 weeks, and this is what you had. And again, now I will say this on the other front. Shout out to the Longhorns for the victory. Quinn started a little slow. That was some of that was because of the OU defense. But then once he caught his stride, he was off and running. And then they was just basically better at the trigger man. You know what I'm saying? Because that allows them to have their full playbook. Even I'll be honest with you, even if Arch would have played, I mean, it might not have been 34-3, but Texas still probably was winning because of OU offense.
It might have been worse because I'm gonna be honest with you, Arch might would have made some of them throws that Quinn missed early.
Listen, Quinn was missing some throws early, like he was almost like he was still injured or something. I was like, "What's going on with Quinn?" I was saying to myself,
you can tell he was rusty,
right? And I was saying, listen, if he don't get it together, he's gonna get pulled at halftime because Arch been out there slinging that thing. Stephen G says, I just want to ask Shawty and Coach I, please. Listen, man, we're gonna try to do our best. We got to get it together, man. Let's see. We had a better offense 2 years ago with tight end, running back being the quarterback. Right. Our future says, honestly, I don't believe them having 5 starting wide receivers would have made a big difference in the outcome. You can tell they have bigger problems.
It's right, the trigger man. It ain't the receiver. Yeah.
Right. I think it would have been better, but I don't think it would have helped him win. But I think Seth Latrell and not staying with JA and working through whatever issues you thought he had or whatever. Like you can't just pull the guy after 3-4 games, man. Like, damn, that dude didn't get no season, dog.
And then to my point and to your point, just kind of piggybacking on that coach like that. So do that mean you give Hawkins more rope than you gave JA? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like I get the interceptions and everything, but
he got just as many losses.
He got right. Definitely got just as many losses. Bond was running wide open on one, and it's almost like there was a couple of throws. That's why I said I was like, dang, is he 100%? But like you said, Shaw, he probably was just rusty. You know what I'm saying? Because there was one throw he threw like in the dirt. I was like, what is he doing? To do wide open, bro?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, right. I was like, all right, Arch can sling that thing now.
You were rusty, man. Probably a little nervous too, but it's understandable. You know what I mean?
Right. It says, seeing y'all our third neutral party members is where do we go from here? I'm kind of in the boat with Shawty. I'll be honest with you, man. Again, I don't know as coaches how you do it, how you handle it from here, because I'm not putting this loss on Hawkins. But what I am saying is I would have never pulled a trigger on Jackson Arnold. And if this is what I'll say. If Brent Venables going to stick with Seth Latrell calling the plays, he got to go back to Jackson Arnold, because obviously Seth Latrell ain't comfortable giving Michael Hawkins the full playbook. It's either that or give the boy the full playbook he can't do no worse than he doing now. The offense can't even move the ball.
He obviously can't handle it, coach. But I would say that right here. But see, it's bigger than that. What I'm getting at is you set as a head coach, you setting a bad precedence. And that's what I'm getting from. You got to understand, your quarterback situation is more fragile than any other quarterback situation in the country because you had a top 5 Heisman quarterback coming back possibly, and you let him go out the door and you hit your wagon to the 5-star. Right. So you gotta almost be prejudiced in that situation. It like a GM in the NFL, you draft him in the first round, I'm living and die with their pick.
Right. Right. And you're right. It's not looking good because, again, I think Dylan Gabriel wanted to play for Levy, and it don't sound like, I think Brent Venables wanted him to stay, but he didn't fight for him to stay. It's kind of like, okay, he said he wanted to leave, so, I can't hold him, man. But, I think, when you do that, like you say, you hit your wagon to Jackson Arnold, then 4 games into the season, you bench Jackson Arnold. I'm like, come on, bro. At some point,
just from aesthetics, from the optics as a head, I'm just saying it's a bad precedence, no matter how you want to look at it. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that can have a lot to do with the psyche of the quarterback position right there now. Right. Nobody feels safe.
And the quarterback position is definitely huge for psyche. Mike Dub, question for OU fans: do y'all practice under the center? I don't know. Because if y'all do, if y'all do, I'm with you. Sometimes, especially like this, should have been a game where, like, you got into Shawty's point. Sometimes, man, you guys swallow your pride, whether it be the personnel or the play calling. Like, I know these guys want to, throw the ball all around the yard. Go win it. Go try to get the dub. Like tonight, y'all should have been like 80% run. And not quarterback run because he's scrambling. 80% design run, like to keep the ball. He should have studied that Mississippi State Texas film. Like Mississippi State threw the ball way more today because they had 2 weeks to prepare than they did against Texas. Against Texas, they didn't let the dude throw the ball that much. They was running the ball because they was trying to shorten the game. That's what good OCs do.
Let me tell you something, Coach. If I have a son and he's a serious prospect as a quarterback, let me tell you something. I'm not sending my child to no school with my son that at no point in time gets up under the center. That's a disservice to him as a quarterback. It's no point in the league you're going to go to the NFL and you're not going to be up under the center. So, I mean, it's a disservice to practice every day, all day, and you'd never get up on the quarterback and do dropbacks. That's not development.
Right. Stephen G, you kind of hitting on what we talking about. He said pulled it maybe that game, but put JA back in afterwards. Like, okay, dude threw 3 picks. You pull them, let him sit for a little bit, then you put him back in. Like, you don't just not let the dude play no more. Like, I think that's. I mean, I know that's a head coach thing. That's an OC thing, as well. So this is what we're talking about. Stevie G said, think about the run of good quarterback Baker, Kyler, Hurts, Rattler, CD, DG. Then we had to come down to reality then later, sooner than later. Yeah. It was a good run, but this is the thing. This is what I'm saying. I don't think y'all are without talent at the QB position. That's my thing. But you gotta give people time to develop as well. You can't just pull them. You know what I'm saying? Like because they ain't playing good or things like that.
They both freshmen, basically. They both freshmen.
Right. Basically. Mike Dub say they don't practice up under the center. Well, then that ain't gonna change, Mike Dub. I know we from the old school. I don't think that's gonna change. You got to practice it to do it because the center quarterback snap exchange is the key to that because you could really turn the ball over a lot if you don't do that. Future said after the second TD, the OU defense gave up. I noticed something about this Brent Venables coach team. They're a totally different team after they leave Dallas in a bad way, like they don't try anymore. Well, I'll say this as a defender, and we went through this in 2019 in Athens. When you have a good defense and you making stops and you giving your offense the ball and the offense can't move the ball, I mean, naturally, people are gonna be like, ah man, like again, like this is what we do. I mean, and you can get up and get up and get up, but at some point, people be like, hey man. Now I don't think they quit. I'm not gonna say they quit, but it is deflating.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
look, listen, man. See, that's why I can't. It's hard for me to have these conversations because I'm gonna sound like the asshole, which I am. But what I'm saying is, I don't want to hear that because they defense stop you. only difference is they offense scoring. So my point being is, I get what you saying, but you got to stop them, or you got to score more. It got to be one or the other. You know what I'm saying? So you can't. Come on, man.
Right. So Stephen G says, "Oh, you defense probably got fully annoyed, and when you're playing your ass off, but nothing." That's true. That's true. Well, man, hey, it's back to the drawing board. Y'all got South Carolina. Y'all got South Carolina coming in. South Carolina. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. South Carolina got a good pass rush. Got good pass defense. They're not as good on the run defense. They did pretty good against Bama today. If y'all offense look like y'all look tonight, y'all gonna be in the dog fight next week. I'm not saying you lose. I'm just saying y'all gonna be in the dog fight.
Hey, Cole, and then what I'm saying is like this right here, and this ain't even necessarily got nothing to do with OU. This just football. When I'm getting at to the point of the game, it's always nuances, but I'm just talking about the point. Right. If y'all defense would have played like they defense, the score would have been 3-3.
Or something. Yeah. Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So no matter how you want to look at it, you can't say that y'all offense, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, your defense should have played better. Right. Cause they only gave up 3 points. That means y'all should have only gave up 3. You see what I'm saying? That's how. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't go into offense and defense.
That's kind of how Florida, Tennessee. Let's talk about that one. That's kind of how that Florida, Tennessee was. Like Florida couldn't really move the ball on Tennessee. Tennessee got a good front seven, by the way. But Florida, not known for their defense coming into this game, they was they held Tennessee down. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's to your point. You know what I'm saying? Even though they couldn't move the ball, Florida's defense was able to keep Tennessee in check. In Knoxville. You know what I'm saying? And we knew that's a rivalry game. You know what I'm saying? And Florida, I think Tennessee overall may be the better team, but Florida played them dudes today, Shawty.
Yeah, Cole. So that goes to kind of the point. I was in another show and I was saying like, say thank you to the NIL and the transfer portal.
Right.
That's where I think this is an overall, the way we have parity in the league now, the way teams can just change so fast. I mean, like it's any given Saturday right now. Like anybody can be got right now, Coach.
Bruh, anybody can be got. You right about that. I don't care who the matchup is, especially when it's two FBS teams playing each other. Anybody can be got. I mean, I didn't see the final, but did Vandy hold on to beat Kentucky? They was up 20-13. I got the LSU and the Colorado game on right now.
Yeah, I stopped watching both.
So let's see. Mike Dub says, Coach Shawty, have you guys ever seen an offense as bad as? Yeah. Georgia got beat by one a couple of years, like not a couple of years ago. One of Mark Richt last year's against Florida. They couldn't throw the ball to save their life. They came out and threw the ball not 10 times the whole game and beat us in the cocktail party. I want to say it was Mark Richt second to last year. And I was just like y'all, like how we like. Well, I wasn't like y'all was on the other end. They had a bad offense, and they still was able to beat us because their defense held up and we couldn't score. 20-13, Vandy. How about that? Vandy is 4-2, by the way. Shout out to Vandy.
See what I'll be talking about, Cole? Get a piece of that pie, man. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? But it's that point here. We just played 1-2 weeks ago. Kentucky is a preacher offense.
Well, yeah, right. But they defense top 10. They defense get them stops. They kept them in
my offense. We get to my offense.
Right.
Listen, that same thing. OU defense is good, but Kentucky by the numbers is elite.
Well, Kentucky by what we see on tape is
that. Well, hey, I'm there.
Right. Let's we got a stat guy in the comments. We got OU plays South Carolina next week. South Carolina took on Bama today. early at the 12 o'clock spot, and they had the lead. They was down 14-0 to start the game. They came back, took the lead 19-14. Bama score, they score, Bama score, win. Hey man, South Carolina ball, South Carolina defense. I think Mike Dub asked about if I seen as bad an offense as theirs. I'm gonna be honest with you, South Carolina offense ain't that much better. To be honest with you, you know what I'm saying. But they got a defense though.
I don't know. At least they try to run the ball. They'll attempt to run the ball.
That's what I'm gonna go. And you hit the nail on the head, Shawty. The difference is South Carolina's OC knows that they can't pass the ball a lot, so they have design quarterback runs, a lot of design runs to try to take some of the time off the clock. And their defense kept them in the game today. Their defense was all like, honestly, I don't even know. I mean, I think Ryan Williams had like 2 catches today. They held Alabama offense in check today. So, South Carolina got the sack leader. That's right. Kyle Kennard, that dude is an animal. He was all in the backfield today for Alabama. I mean, for South Carolina. He was sacking Jalen Milroe. He had tackles for loss. I want to say he had 3 sacks in the game, if I'm not mistaken. It's either 3 sacks or 2 sacks and a tackle for loss.
I mean, it was just a game that really came down to, man, well, Alabama just had the better roster overall. South Carolina had several chances to put this game away, and it just ultimately shows you that, they're just not there yet. You know what I'm saying? They have sparks. They showing flashes. But they're just not there yet, even from a coaching standpoint and from a roster standpoint. They just can't crack the ceiling. But they knocking on the door.
They definitely knocking on the door. That last play when they tried to throw the Hail Mary or whatever it was, you text me and I was thinking the same thing as you text me. It's like Nick Harbaugh almost like he just like, it's too far. I'm gonna stop running. It's like he didn't really try for it, you know what I'm saying? But he had coming off of a play where he put him in position.
He was happy with that, coach. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I mean. Like, from a mentality standpoint, because I would text you like, I still don't believe. It was just from a mentality standpoint. That's what I'm saying, and it just, I can't. This is almost something metaphysical. I can't quantify it. But I'm saying they just not there yet. You can see it even in their play. Every time they had an opportunity. When Alabama played bad, they played worse.
Right. It was like capitalize on it. And again, taking advantage of that secondary played good. That defensive line played good when it was in passing. And honestly, it played good. It played better in the run defense than I thought it was going to play today in Tuscaloosa, nonetheless. So you're right. It's like they just teetering.
It's like,
but you know what I think? I think they need a trigger man. They ain't got no trigger man.
Well, as much as he in same thing, but he kept them in the game. He made a lot of plays. It's just like he would make a play, then he'd be like, it's like penthouse or poorhouse. There's no in between. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To that point, though, Cole, I think their future is bright with the kid.
I think he athletic, man. He ain't like, how Milroe, I would say personally, Milroe made a huge jump in his passing ability, his passing skills from 2023.
Today.
Not today, you couldn't, but I'm just saying he's made a jump. I ain't saying he out here, dotting people up, but he's made a jump. If Sellers can make that jump going into 2025, then you might be right. I think he athletically definitely is good. They got some weapon. They got a couple of weapons on the outside. Shout out to my nephew getting another touchdown today, Mazio Bennett Jr. We appreciate that. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, so when you're talking about scheming, so this is what I'm saying. It was great to see Nick Harbor make that play. And that's kind of, what I'm kind of want to segue to is like, coach, the kid he's the fastest kid in NCAA, and not only he's the fastest, he's 6'5", 230. Like, you have to find ways. You know how I be talking about, I'm tired of saying us forcing the ball to Smith.
Yeah.
Like Nick Harbor, do that with that. He's 6'5" and with the same speed. Throw him screens. Get him. Man. You got to find a way to get him the ball, coach.
Nick Harbor is a fast guy playing football. He ain't no football player, dog. I think he's just cool with it, dog. Like,
Putting the spat on.
Yeah, he's just cool with it. He's like, hey, like stat guy say Nick Harvey finally show some life. Yeah, I mean a little bit,
He
but
got an
I think
opportunity. That's what I'm
right.
saying.
And that could and not to say that Nick Harvey don't care about football, but maybe it's what you saying. Maybe it's they just don't design enough plays for the kid. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to get him involved. Maybe mentally he like, well, I'm probably gonna get like 2 targets today, so you know what I'm saying? Why be like locked in?
That's what I'm saying, coach. His blocking is pretty pathetic too. You can tell that but you got to find a way to use that body, man. You know what I'm saying? Even if I had to put him in the backfield and give him toss sweeps.
You said he came in on the post, the ball was thrown outside. Right. You said the last play is I didn't say it was on Harper, but go back and watch it. He didn't like fight for it. I don't even know if he scores or nothing like that, but he ain't fight for it. Like he ain't fight like, okay, if I make this catch, we win type of like you could tell he's just kind of like he looked at the ball, was like it's overthrown. Like he just like almost he changed gears and pulled up a little bit.
You're like, oh wow, you throwing it at me? Oh wow.
but to your point, Shorty, that could be because he don't get a lot of action. You know what I'm saying? He ain't he don't get them reps like that. So he like, that's coming to me. Sellers should have taken the wide open guy around the 40, picked up the first live. See, that's true.
But you got 11 seconds going down there at the end of the day. What I'm saying is, and it's just me.
This part right here.
That my guy 6'5", 8 Nick. Look. At the end of the day, I'm throwing you the alley.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I supposed to be at the holder. Break. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know listen, I'm about to call this play. The coach came in, but Nick, I'm coming to you. Break.
At the end of the day, Nick, I'm throwing you the alley. If ain't nothing else, I'm throwing you the alley, bro. I got to. Did it last day.
Right. I'm with that guy here. He said Sellers got to do a better job of taking care of the ball. The fumbles is a big issue. Most of them aren't even him get hit. He had one today where he didn't get hit, dog. It was like a read option. He pulled it. He took 2 or 3 steps and just let the ball go, dog. I was like, what is he doing?
After a turnover. That's what I'm saying. When Bama played bad, they played worse.
They played worse. Right. So shout out to Bama for living to fight another day. Got to survive and got to win. Now South Carolina
0-3, coach. Easy. They could be 0-3 in the last 3 games. Easily.
So now South Carolina travels to Norman, Oklahoma next week to take on the Oklahoma Sooners. You got 2, I would say, less than stellar offenses going against 2 good defenses. So whatever the under is, I'm telling you probably want to take the under. I don't know what the under gonna be, but take the under. So what's up next? Up next, Penn State, USC. Penn State wins the game 33-30 in OT, shouty. OT. I'm gonna be honest with you. In the first half, I thought USC was gonna run away with this game. It was like 17-3. And they look faster. They look more physical. They look better coached. Penn State looked like it was running through the mud. And then Penn State just kind of, their physicality just kind of wore down USC over time. And number 4, shout out to number 44. He definitely got to be up for the, the Mackey Award, tight end. He ain't that fast, but that dude made plays.
Yeah, man, I honestly, man, I just think it's just a real prime example. When you talk about, how we always talking about teams take on the personality of their head coaches. I mean, that's really what this was a game about.
Yeah.
I mean, it really was like Lincoln started out fast, can't finish. And my boy, Franklin. My boy Franklin. He always win a bunch of games, but never can win a game that he should win.
Right.
And it just he won this one, but it could have went either way. It's just like it was a toss up, man. I really still don't think this game really says much about the whole grand scheme of things.
I don't either. I think USC could have easily won this game, to be honest with you. I think their quarterback play is less than Riley-esque. I think I don't know who else they got in the stable, but I think Millermore's good, but he ain't Riley. He ain't Riley good.
Right. I do like Penn State quarterback though.
I like Drew Allen, man, but like I'm just watching the game, Shawty. Like sometimes you just watching these athletes run, quick twitch. It's just like even they running backs, like they 2 years ago when these dudes was freshmen, it was like they was like the two best running backs in the nation, or at least in the top in the conversation. And it's like each year, it's like they do good, but they don't do great. They haven't done elite. And it's like when Penn State had the ball, especially their first 2 quarters, dog. It's just I swear it looked like it was in quicksand. I'm like, dang, dog, like all of y'all look slow. Like not just one of y'all, all y'all look slow. And maybe that's a credit to USC defense making them look slow because the USC defense was everywhere in the first half.
Well, Coach, that's what we be saying all the time. Like certain guys just pop off the film and they different. You know what I'm saying? And when you got a whole team that's kind of I won't say average, but about the same speed, that's what you kind of see.
Right.
Not to jump to a Georgia game, but just like when you see everybody on the field, even as good as ATN is, when Frazier get the ball, it's just a different.
It's different speed.
It look different. Yeah, it's different.
Right.
So it's levels to everything,
Definitely levels to everything. So, but hey, Penn State got the win in overtime nonetheless, 33-30. They stay undefeated. Another undefeated team, BYU beat Arizona 41-19. They are 6-0, by the way. I did not think BYU was going to be undefeated at this point in the season. But shout out to BYU, man. Listen, these teams, just some around the horn scores. Clemson beat Wake Forest 49-14. They're Clemson 5-1. Vandy's now 4-2 with the win over Kentucky. And I think Vandy got 2 or 3 SEC wins in there, if I'm not mistaken. Notre Dame
have 2 for sure.
They definitely got 2 for sure. I don't know about 3 yet, but Notre Dame blasted Stanford. Stanford scored first, and then Notre Dame ran off 49-7. Notre Dame is 5-1 after that early loss the first game to Texas A&M. They're looking a little bit better. How about Illinois in the Big Ten? 5-1. They beat Purdue today in a shootout where defense was optional, 50-49. And then last night, Arizona State beat Utah 27-19. Arizona State is also 5-1. And whoever wins this game between Colorado and K-State will be 5-1 as well.
Did Cam play last night?
I didn't watch the game, but if he did, he ain't healthy. I can tell you that. They talked about it in the mid. I remember earlier this week they was unsure if he would play or not. So if he did play, yeah, I can tell you right now, if he couldn't have been healthy like that. He ain't even the greatest passer. He just a hell of a football player, and he's a leader. So they go as he go, and maybe he played, maybe he didn't, but he ain't 100% if he did. So. Mike Dell said, I hope USC loses every game, not just because of Riley. My hate for USC goes back to 73.
Yeah, Riley may be on his way out the door.
Listen, Riley, it's a different ball up there at Big Ten. Big Ten is like the SEC, line of scrimmage. You got to get it together, Riley. They defense, like I say, they look fast, they look physical, but like at the point of attack. After a while, Penn State just kind of, you know what I'm saying? I just felt like they just kept leaning on them. You know what I'm saying?
And then, Coach, you got to think, so where does that put you? Because you think you got Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State. So you at least 4th, 5th.
They need 4th. I'm going to be honest. They got to, right. They got to beat some people first because Michigan beat them. So you got to put Michigan ahead of them. Record-wise, they ain't played them yet, but record-wise, Indiana and Illinois better than them. And then Minnesota beat them last week.
There you go to my point. Like, Riley may be on his way out the door, man.
Man, look at this. No, LSU, yeah, I'm watching that game. LSU and Ole Miss are still playing, and it is 23-23 with 27 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. So, yeah, appreciate that, Stephen B. Listen. No, Notre Dame only got the 1 loss. They lost to Texas A&M. That's it. They rolled off 5 straight, brother.
Colorado down 14-7 to K-State. I'm watching that game.
Yeah, I got that game up. In our Fan Addict Pick'em contest, I took Colorado and whatever points they would. I think they get 4.5. They getting 4.5 or 5 or something like that.
Look, I know you've been running since I can't make that comeback on the pick 'em. I know you've been running from.
Oh man, you've been all over the place. I don't know if I'm gonna be on the show. Hey, the hurricane had to slow your momentum down.
Mm-hmm.
We on this Thursday though. You still got your lead. I think you up on me one.
I think I went 4-1 again. Then like back
Oh
to back.
yeah. You went 4-1. That now I didn't do as bad as. There we go. Here we go. Andrew in the building. What's going on, Andrew?
Well, Drew Aller decided to become a quarterback tonight.
Right. He played good.
When you convert 3 4th downs on a drive when you're down 7 on the road, you're a man.
Yeah. I was telling Shawty, man, in the first half, though, y'all looked like y'all was moving kind of slow. USC was faster. They was more physical. You guys were like sludging through the mud, and you kept. But then Drew Aller balled out. I'm gonna tell you who else. I don't know his name, and I know you do. Number 44, the tight end. Dude was balling.
Oh, Tyler Warren.
Balling.
He's gonna win the best tight end of the year.
Dog, he was balling. I'm gonna tell you what, man. If he had about if he had probably about 0.5 seconds, he's about 0.5 seconds faster. He had way more touchdowns.
Well, if he was 0.5 faster, he wouldn't be white. So,
or he'd be Brock Bowers.
It was huge because, like, really good teams, they decide to be good in the times where they're on the road when they're down. They were down 7. There was 4 minutes to go. And if Drew Aller didn't decide to become a man that drive, we'd have lost.
Right.
Here's the story. That's it.
Hey,
is Travis kind of hurt? He went to the locker room. Is he hurt?
Oh, I wouldn't want that.
Because that's what they're gonna say. Listen, I am mad at Penn State though. I took y'all to cover the 5.5 in the pick 'em.
I took USC plus 5.
That's how I was last week against Auburn when they picked us to win by like 24 or something. I took Auburn.
And I wanted Ohio State to win because I wanted number 1 versus number 2, but I don't care. Because we have to become a real team very quickly.
Right.
Because in 2 weeks, so we go on the road to Wisconsin next week.
Mm-hmm.
And then at home,
that should be a win.
We get Ohio State. And if we beat Ohio State, all of a sudden we're a real team. That's it.
Well, Wisconsin should be a win as long as you don't get caught looking ahead. But me and Charlotte was talking about earlier, man, due to the NIL and the transfer portal, it's a lot of parity out here. So you can't overlook nobody. You can't overlook nobody.
But even if you lose to Ohio State, like your window still should be wide open, right?
But I want to beat Ohio State.
Yeah, for sure.
So we haven't beaten Ohio State since 2016. Now I was there at that game. Now I'm going to be there at the game after it. I'm going to be at the whiteout game at Washington when we bring Washington. But if Penn State beats Ohio State, there is a conversation that we're the number 1 team in the nation.
Oh, then Ohio State won by 1 point.
Correct.
Game.
No, so Oregon won. Oregon won by 1.
2.
Oh, I read it wrong. Okay.
Number 2.
Oregon right now, yeah. You gotta
Texas, Oregon,
Oregon, yeah.
Us.
Yeah, I think the rankings will say that. I think the rankings will be Texas, Oregon, Penn State. Number 4 will be Georgia, probably.
Georgia, and then Ohio State would probably be 5.
Or Ohio State could fall.
Ohio probably be 4 because they only lost by 1 point.
Right. That's what I was just about to say. Ohio State would probably be 4. The Dogs will be 5. Yeah.
This is all going to be
Clemson
going
gonna
up to the
move up.
wash because Penn State plays Ohio State in 2 weeks.
Right.
You know.
I don't really get caught up in the rankings until like you know what I'm saying, like until the college football playoff rankings come. And even this year, it's not even a huge thing if you're trying to play for the conference, because it don't matter what your record is, what you rank. If you play for the conference and you win the conference, you automatically in the playoffs and you get a bye. So
heck, look at the Alabama game today.
Yeah.
Everyone thought they were just going to like come out there and sweep the floor up by 30, up by 40. They needed a 2-point conversion? Come on.
Hey.
Yeah, so we be talking about how Lee's going to cannibalize themselves. Like this could be a situation where, hey, that number 2 team that plays for the SEC championship, what if they already got 2 or 3 losses coming into the championship? You might not get in.
And your loss, and at this point, what it's looking like is a lot of people, I ain't gonna say everybody, but I think everybody gonna have at least 1 loss, but a lot of people gonna have 2 losses, you know, and now you got to start looking at who you lost to and how you lost to them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
like
everyone could lose to let's just put it this way. If you can lose to Alabama and we can lose to Ohio State, what does that mean? At the end of the day, we're like, okay, they're 11-1, but they lost to their best, divisional opponent.
And I always say this, and even before this year, and this year makes it even more pertinent. When you lose to somebody, you want them to keep winning, so your loss don't look bad. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Somebody beat you, and then they go on to lose 4 more. That's like I'm not pulling for Alabama, but I don't want Alabama to have no 4 losses. That look bad for the Dogs.
I don't see Georgia losing another game.
We got Texas next week, man, and we're gonna chop that up on Tuesday. It's gonna be a tough one.
Such a good game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one, boy.
We got a long schedule for
I need a long way to go. Right. That's just the tip of the iceberg. I need Quinn to come out rusty like he did today.
I mean, but Texas, they took care of business today.
Yeah,
good for them.
I'm gonna tell you what, if I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm taking my shots against Georgia secondary.
Oh, for sure. Georgia,
I'm talking about deep shots.
Right. Georgia survives the day, 41-31. Shout out to Van Buren, the true freshman quarterback at Mississippi State. When they played Texas, they played keep away. They held the ball. They just ran it a lot today. Second half, Levy said,
what was up with that?
Levy said, if we're gonna lose, listen, man. I'm gonna save a lot of that for Tuesday because I got a lot of comments on that. But I'll say this: our defense ain't what it normally is.
Neither is Alabama's.
Right.
Neither is offense.
Right, and the offense ain't what it is. We have spurts where we our offense. We have spurts where we clicking on all cylinders, and then we have times when we just can't get it going. So, yeah, man. Hey, I'm just happy we got to win in this age where people lose, like where Vandy is 4-2 and people losing at home to Kentucky. I'm just glad we got to win.
I mean, heck, we had to struggle and claw to beat USC, and that's fine. It's on the road. It's another win. A win is a win is a win is a win. I do not care how we got that win.
In the 12-team playoff era, I think a lot of teams are going to start taking that mentality. As long as you get out of there with a dub.
You should take that mentality right from today.
Right. Long season. So, yeah, man. I don't know. Hey, it was a good day for college football. Still going on. We got I can't believe he just ran the time. I'm sorry, I'm jumping and they showing the highlights from the Ohio State game. Did you see the last play, Shorter?
Yeah.
You got 6 seconds. You know you got to get the ball off and then try to, get the he ran the ball, dog. He ran the ball and ran the clock. That looked like when Tennessee ran the ball out against
Arkansas last week.
Against Arkansas.
The moment be too big. That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes just the moment be too big, man. It's just like what's going on, bro?
Moments too big.
But you understand it with Tennessee last week with Nico, because that's his first really big pressure game. Like
Right.
if he runs it out with obviously no time, you can understand that. That ooh,
Listen, this is the second time.
How often they be in that situation? Yo, my bad. Go ahead, girl.
No. This is the second time that Oregon has beaten Ohio State without their top defensive lineman. When they traveled a few years ago, when they traveled to Columbus or whatever, they had Kayvon Thibodeau, I think it was. Kayvon Thibodeau didn't travel to Columbus. They beat Ohio State. Tonight, they didn't have Jordan Birch, who in 2024 has been their best defensive lineman. They still beat Ohio State.
So Dan Mullen finally won his big game, right?
Dan Lannon.
I'm sorry, Dan Lannon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he got a signature win. You can't. He got a signature win. So
good for Dan Lannon.
Right. Shout out to Dirty old
props.
Dan. Stephen G says, I just need the NBA season to get here. OKC Thunder win it all. The season ain't over, though, dog.
Yeah, man, right. You gotta ride this thing. It's a long way to go, man. Ride
long. We just halfway now. We just halfway through the season, man. So I think we might have to do a show next week, get some grades or something on some teams, man. It's the midpoint, man. Get some midterm grades. We might do that on our show Thursday, y'all. Get some midterm grades after we do our rankings and our picks.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, because
you should invite me for that one. I'm happy with midterm grades at this point. Well, I mean, we have Ole Miss, LSU going into overtime right now. This game is always going to be crazy.
Sorry, this isn't checking buckets, but you haven't had it. Right. Hey, that's fine. I'm with it, Stephen G. Will Howard is still Will Howard. Dude don't show up in big games. Us Texas fan knows a lot about him. What's crazy is he was playing good tonight, too. I just don't understand.
I don't think Will Howard is the reason Ohio State lost.
They got it. I don't know. USC. What's going on, Trojan Fight? Appreciate you getting in. USC lost 3 games straight due to officiating.
I think Miami wants to hold your beer.
Miami, on the other hand, has won 3 straight due to officiating.
Yeah.
Listen, I got to go back and watch it closer. I do know that in the first half, I was saying this earlier, first half, USC looked like the better team. They looked fast, physical. But to Penn State's credit, they stuck with the game plan. They didn't get outside themselves. They just like, hey, man, keep doing what we're doing. It will work. They kept leaning on them. And you let them get back in the game. Because at one point, I told Shawty before you got in, at one point, I was like, God, man, I took Penn State in the 5.5. I'm like, USC, like, they about to run away with this thing. It was like 17-3 or something like that. I was like, what is going 100%. On? Right.
And that's why, like, I'm just so happy about the team, because if you're down 17-3 on the road, hostile environment, you come back and you win that thing.
Right. That's
and
good.
The last drive by Drew Aller, converting 3 4th downs, that makes you go to bed at night.
Right. We in overtime right now. LSU, Ole Miss. Ole Miss got the ball. It is 2nd and 20. Stephen G says, can I have my former head coach and current head coach in one head coach? He wants to combine the offensive prowess of Riley with the defensive prowess of Brent Venables. I don't think nobody got that. I'll be honest with you. Ain't nobody got that. We had a little bit when we had Todd Monken and
you took the words out of my mouth.
When we had Todd Monken and you had Kirby as head coach, but we had Todd Monken as the OC. We had Will Muschamp as the DC. We had it all. Now we still got some stuff, but we a long way away from where we want to be. So I'm sending out a public announcement. Let's get some NIL for Will Muschamp's son to get him out of Nashville, get him back in Athens. I need Will Muschamp on game days to be in Athens or wherever the Dogs are playing. But yeah, I feel you there, Steven. Yes, I feel you, though.
It's like they substituted one for they went from being an offensive team to a defensive team. You don't have no balance.
Stephen B says USC lost because Lincoln Riley's team. So I'm gonna tell you, in the first half they wasn't no Stephen. Stevie in the first half. I was watching a lot of games. I got to go back and watch the second half. I was watching Penn State come back, but in the first half, they was playing real physical.
They were not soft.
Right. Both throws in overtime were pass interference. And then it says 1 penalty in the last 3 quarters for Penn State. Yeah. Hey, this is what I say. You were up 17-3. Finish them off, and you don't have to worry about that.
Done.
So I always say that. Listen, I that's coming from a coach's perspective because when I was coaching, and I'm like, my team's like, oh, coach, they fouling me. They're not calling the fouls. Like, well, just blow them out. We ain't got to worry about that.
But then Lincoln Riley
we only got one
start out fast.
3 quarters. Isn't that
Right.
great coaching?
I don't know. Right. Well, do you want to get into a situation where the ref decide? That's what I always say. For anybody that says the ref lost the game, don't get in the situation where you leave it in their hands. That's all I say. That's all we can do, man. Listen, man, I was only gonna get on here for an hour, man. I appreciate my guys, Andrew, Shawty jumping on here with me, man. We still got some football going on. We got Colorado and K-State. We got overtime game with LSU. Look at LSU trying to intercept the ball. Shawty, before we get out of here, man, tell the people where they can find you at, my guy.
Oh man, you ain't no telling where you can find me these days, man. I'm so sporadic, man. But you can find me on Respect the Hedges on Tuesday nights, for sure. Saturday night snap count, man.
That's right, Andrew. Tell the people where they can get at you, man.
Yeah, SSN_ Penn State on Twitter, X, whatever. I'm pretty sure I'm well done. Like on Wednesdays, I want to go on Shawty's place. I just want to get that just my damn opinion, man.
Hey, you don't know what you're gonna get on just my damn opinion, so it'll be interesting to say the least.
Shout out to my boy.
Never know when I'm gonna be on.
Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in tonight, man. Stay up and watch this Colorado K-State. Hopefully, it turns out to be like the games that we've been watching all day, man, and not a blowout. And we'll see what this overtime Ole Miss LSU do. Hey, man, with that said, we appreciate everybody on Facebook and YouTube joining us. Until next week, it's Saturday Night Snap Count, Fan Addict Sports, man. We out of here.